Hello, welcome to Burning Questions. It is September 19. We're going to have a good look at the Melton meeting on Saturday, 21st of September. 9 races on the card. The first to go at 5:30, 3 p.m. And to help us work through those key races on the card, we've got a cracking panel. I'll tell you what, there's some experience here. Plenty of race wins, plenty of Group 1s. We're just chatting off camera about how many there might be, maybe over 200. We'll start with you, Andy Gath. Welcome to the show. Much appreciated.
Mark, good to be on with such a great couple of stars of the game.
Couple or three?
No, couple.
Okay, I thought that was a choice word. Good to have your insights. We'll move on to Anthony Butt. Thanks, Ants. You haven't been on for a while, but great to have your insights here on the show.
No, thanks, Tim. Great to be here.
And you, Milesy, you said you are freezing in Monagita at the moment, but you're about an hour away from jumping in the car heading to Ballarat, so things aren't getting much better for you.
I gotta love this time of year, Tom.
Good stuff. Really appreciate you guys jumping on. Let's get stuck right into it. Pride's Easy Feed stand is a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Let's start with race 1 on the card. Ravishing returned with a bang, but can he repeat the dose against this gang? David Miles drives Captain Ravishing for Freddie Tabor. We'll hold you to last, Milesy. Might go to you, Ants. Not involved here, but you'd know plenty about these free-for-all customers. I thought Captain Ravishing was sensational on resumption at Geelong, but it was a race, he was entitled to win. He should have won that race, and he might disagree, but this is definitely a step up here for him. My thoughts would be that he probably needs to make a bit of a statement if he wants to get into the Victoria Cup. How do you see the opening race on the card?
Yeah, no, I pretty much agree with what you say. He was good first up, wasn't he? And his trials have been pretty good. So, gets a pretty good race here with it, not a bad draw over the short. So, he's, I think with David and the bike, he should be straight to the front and catch me if you can.
You I haven't got a market in front of me, but he's right at the top of the market. Are you in his corner, Ants, Captain Ravishing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, obviously Greg Smear's been racing really well and got the one draw, and so it won't be easy. But if Captain Ravishing, if he's going to be a chance in the Victoria Cup and the bigger races later in the year, he'd want to be sort of winning this or going close anyway.
Yeah. Andy, move on to you. Jan Bucky in barrier 8. Kate takes the drive. Your horse went good at Geelong behind Captain Ravishing, but he just got too far back, I guess.
Yeah, he did. Had to give him, pretty big head start, but hit the line pretty good. It's a race you'd be disappointed if they didn't run 1-2, and they did. So, obviously Captain Ravishing, his 2 trials have been really good. His first up run was good, so he's come back in great order. He's got pretty good gate speed. He did cross him in the Eureka, so I think David would be pressing the button early and trying to get to the fence, and Dave's got an unbeaten record on him. What was your record on him, Ants? How many times did you get beat on him?
I got beat once, I think. That was the last time I seen him.
Yeah, no, couldn't get back on. So you're under pressure every time you drive him now, Dave. So it's a quality race. Jan Buckin's best chance if Recaro Rebel can hand up, and last time he sat fence behind the lead, he ran past Catch a Wave. So he's got a good hope.
Do you think Recaro Rebel will try and hold Andy? Operative Line drawn 2's got gate speed. Jillaby Jack Sparrow drawn 4's got gate speed. Barrier 7 Bulletproof Boy. There's plenty of potential happenings off the front row.
I think Greg will be trying to lead. If he's fast enough, I think he'd be looking to hold it. I don't think he'd be looking to hand up, but whether he's fast enough or not, time will tell.
So slim winning hope for you, Andy?
Well, it's obviously going to be dependent where he is. 3 fence, he probably can't, but fence behind the leader, he's right in the race.
Yeah. And it's just quickly back to you. I got a memory of you driving Captain Ravishing as a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. I reckon he broke a class record at Melton. Did you ever think he'd reach these lofty heights then? I guess you thought there was some chance because he went super that night.
Yeah, I think he went 152 the second start. So, he was a beautiful, beautiful horse and always big in ability. Little green back then and, and still can race that way now, but, he's always a class animal.
Happy to pick up from Miles if he mucks this one up. You jump back on, wouldn't you?
There's been a fair few in between me and Milesy, so...
Good stuff. Milesy, how do you see this race? We spoke briefly on the phone yesterday. I imagine you'd love to get to the front at some point.
Oh, it's the best place to be, especially at the end of the race. Rakiro Rebel, the last time she drew a good alley, she did a stack of work to cross tangoing with Sierra and got the front. And I think she's actually got enough speed to hold operative line, but she then took a trail on Ladies in Red. So I'm sort of hoping that she might do the same, and that'll put Yambuki in 3 back because he was good last week. He was just 1 pair too far back. And that'll make his winning chance hard. I think they're the 3 winning chances, and you've got to be on the fence at Melton when you're going 151 to 152.
How did he feel the other night, Milesy? Your first drive in a race with him. He still had plenty of his old quirks. He was hanging and doing all those things, but geez, he's fast.
Yeah, and actually surprising the time. You know, as Anne said, he's got plenty of class, and those good horses, you don't realise you're going that fast. And when they come back and said we went 52, I sort of was very surprised. It didn't feel like he went that quick. It wasn't too bad. He probably looks worse from the side than he is sitting behind him, to be honest. But, Freddie's done a great job. He's obviously had a lot of issues over his career. And if he can stay sound, he's good enough to compete with anything in Australia. So not saying he's the best horse, but he's definitely good enough to be competing in the best races.
What's your confidence level Saturday night there, Milesy? I guess it is dependent on where you land. But, look, if you're able to work to the front, you think he should be winning?
Well, you'd think 52 at Geelong is probably 51 at Melton, and he's not real good set up. I think he's better let roll along, so we'll probably have to do that. And if he goes 51 and they beat him, good luck to him.
Yeah, good stuff. Can't wait to see him. Great race. First race on the card, 5:33 p.m. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. Answer's mare has class on her side, so can she fill the stable with pride? We're looking at race 2 on the card here, and we're talking about horse number 11, Young Gifted and Black. Answer will hold you to last here. Andy and Milesy, you're not involved in the race. Who wants to go first? What are your thoughts?
Milesy can, and then I'll disagree or agree with him.
It's always disagree with you, Mr. Gath. Anyway, listen, these are interesting races. These no metro win races where the better class horses draw the worst barrier, especially over the 1700 at Melton. And, generally number 11 from the 1700's a death trap. And if it had drawn even one spot inside it, it probably would be even money or even odds on this filly. But she's good, got plenty of ability. She's had her quirks, and I think Answer's on them out. And she's starting to race a lot more consistent. So how he gets into the race is only up to an A-Butt special drive.
Andy, what are your thoughts here in race 2?
Yeah, as much as I like to disagree with Milesy, but I'd have to agree with him. I think it's the best horse in the race from the worst draw over the short distance. It's very hard to win, but she probably took a couple of runs to sort of come to hand, but the last few runs have been really solid, and she's a really tough mare too. She can sort of make her own luck. And yeah, if that first quarter's under 28, she's right in the race, but if they sort of go 29 or slower, it's going to be tough for her.
Yeah. And I'm a fan of this horse. I've really followed her for a long period of time. And I'll tell you what, I know she won in good style last time out. I think it was Yarra Valley. The start prior was the one that I just thought was fantastic. I think she sat up Park too. It might have been the race that Roadmaster won. She's so brave. That's probably, I assume you're going to put her into the race potentially nice and early, and she can do that. How do you see this race panning out for her? Because we know she's probably got the class on her side, at least the rating points, they say so.
Yeah, well, as the boys said, these, 1700s at Melton, they're very, sectional dependent. As I said, if they burn that first quarter and, gives us a chance, but if they don't, it's hard to get into the race. They're all pretty, even horses. So she's not, that much clearly superior to them. So she'll need things to set up. She is coming off a little break. She won at Yarra Valley probably 3 or 4 weeks ago and had a sort of few easy days since then. And but yeah, I'd like to sort of aim for the big Mares race coming up in sort of 3 or 4 weeks if she goes good in between. But she probably can't win it. But I think she's probably good enough to be in it. So yeah, she'll be going good. But as I said, she's just first up off a little break, so she might only be 99% right this week.
Yeah. You'd like to get her up there on speed though, if you can, if things pan out, or like Yarra Valley, I think you came with one run.
She's actually developed a lot more speed sort of the last 6 months, and he was sort of very one pace there for a while, and used to have to drive her tough, and that was how she raced best. But she has developed a fair bit more speed. So, yeah, you know, as I said, I don't want to kill her this week, and you know, over the mile. So it'll be dependent, but she is good enough to make her own luck. You know, she can make a run from the fairway out and keep trucking.
Yeah, I reckon we spoke 6 months, maybe a year ago about her. She might have been close to on the way out of the stable at one stage, and then she just turned the corner.
I don't think Sonia would let her go, so she's probably here for life.
All right, maybe I made that up, but she certainly improved. Good luck with her. Race 2 on the card. Horse number 11, Young Gifted and Black. We'll move on to race number 3. Dance and Destiny are fresh from a win, but does that mean Early Quaddie players should go thin? Talking about Stars Destiny for David Miles, horse number 6, a winner last time out at Geelong. And also horse number 11, Rock and Dance for Anthony Butt, Sonia Smith, Tristan Larson to take the drive. Andy, no runner here for you. Found this really open, even race, stack of winning chances. Can you find us the winner?
It's a tricky race. Obviously, Miles answers 2 horses got winning chances. They're both coming off a good win last start. Be interesting how Tara Victory goes coming off that third behind Captain Ravishing, Yambuckian, which looks pretty good form on paper, but it's
great, doesn't it?
Not great, but it's got the barrier draw, and I think LB2 Chains is probably slowly getting back to a little bit of form, and it's probably finding his right race too. He's going to be competitive, so it's a pretty even field. So if I'm even taking a quaddie, I'd probably go a little bit wide, but no doubt I'll be taking. They're the best 2 chances: Stars Destiny and Rock and Dance.
Yeah, I've lent the way of LB2 Chains. I think you're right there. I really do think he's working up to a win. I've liked a number of his recent runs, so leaning that way. Milesy, Stars Destiny, got the cash last time out. Barrier 6 here, different scenario. What do you think about your winning chances here?
Yeah, he's as honest as a day is long, Top. He's no superstar, but he always puts his best foot forward, and he just had no luck in the heat of the size where he got shuffled back on the fence, and it's probably his only bad run numerically that he's put in over the last 2 or 3 months. But he's no superstar, but he can be put into the race, or he can come with one run, and he never wins by big margins. So I wasn't sort of concerned by how it looked like he fell in last week, but that's sort of him. He never wins by big spaces. But he, as I said, if the lead time's slow, we can go forward and get him up the front end. If they go hard, we've got the option to sit back. Answers Philly's been super and a little bit the same, can do work or can come with one run. But I thought LB2 Chains was the horse that was dropping down in class a fair way. Yeah.
Ants, how do you see this? Another barrier 11 for you to deal with here?
Yeah, well, lucky I've got the whiz kid on him, Tristan Larson. So
he'll love that.
But he'll need luck. He's actually racing really good. I was really happy with his last win. It was a fast time at Yarra Valley, and he really came out and put them away pretty easy. So he seems to be getting better and better. And but as you said, this race is a pretty strong race. It's pretty even, and so he'll need a bit of luck, and things will go his way from that draw. But he's a bit like Dave's horse. He can sort of do it either way. He went round the Sack Park at Melton a few starts back and won, and not a bad field. And then he's very quick off a helmet as well. So but he'll just be relying on tempo and luck as well.
Yeah. Thanks, fellas. That's 3 of the questions down. The 4th and final question relates to race 6 on the card, the Aldebaran Park Trotters Free For All, second leg of the main quaddie. There is a $25,000 jackpot on the main quaddie, so get involved there. This goes at 8:07 p.m. Andy's pair lock horns in the open trot, but who will ultimately fill top spot? We'll quickly whip through the field here. Number 1, Tough Love. 2, Sacred Mountain. 3, Revelstoke. 4, I'm Ready Jet. Those 2 for Andy Gath. 5, Queen Elida. 6, Olivici. 7, Kiang Chucky. 8, Sundon's Courage. And 9, Harry Stamper. We'll go back to you, Milesy. You know plenty about these horses. Great race. I've got Queen Elida marked 4th in my selections. That seems severely unfair on her, but that's how good the race is.
Yeah, it's a super race. It really is. And given the mares, the barrier draw, sees Queen Elida draw a barrier for the first time in a long time, and still had to draw outside on Ready Jet. So, Yeah, listen, you could run this race 20 times and come up with a different result. I've been trialling against Tough Love a little bit. I think she just might need a couple of runs to get to this level. Sacred Mountain was super early, but maybe just a little bit one-paced against the free-for-allers. Revelstoke is always a knockout chance in races like this. The two good mares on Ready Jet Queen Elita could easily win. Olivici was super last week, best run in ages. Chucky's the 5-year-old on the way up. And you got the old warhorse Sundine's Courage, who, only ever wins at 25-1 or more, and Harry Stamper, who's back to his best. So honestly, I got no tip. I just going to sit back and watch it and enjoy the race. I just think it as I say, it'll depend on gate speed and who does what early, but I think it's just going to be a great race to watch.
And can you narrow it down from the 9 quaddie numbers that Miles's put in?
Yeah, number 4, I'm Ready Jet.
Very, very firm and frank there. And I don't know if this is good for you, but I wholeheartedly agree with you. So I thought she's a really good chance. Andy, your thoughts here? I had a bit of a muck around with the speed map. I thought Sacred Mountain might get over Tough Love, and then you might be the first horse knocking. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, there's been times she's shown really good gate speed. I'm Ready Jet, and there's been plenty of times she's galloped out as well. So you've got to be a little bit cautious with her coming out the gate. But I've been really happy with her 2 runs since I've had her. I thought she hit the line terrific at Ballarat. She was really strong on the line. Olivici, he was terrific last week. It took a good horse to beat him, and he left the gate really quick. So, it's a tricky race. Hopefully one of mine can win, but obviously I'm Ready Jet's my best chance. But, she's in great order. I expect her to go well, but it is a tricky race. And, it'll be a good race to watch.
Yeah. Is there still plans of heading across the Tasman with her, or that's still up in the air?
Well, she's nominated, and obviously so's the other bloke. But, we'll just see how it plays out. But the opportunity, one might go, or they both might go at this stage, so haven't decided yet.
Okay. Confidence levels here, though? You think she can win?
Oh, there's no doubt I think she can win. How she wins, I'm not 100% sure, whether she leads or whether she just balances up and comes with one run or whatever. So just depends how she leaves the gate.
Good stuff. Thanks, fellas. Sharps Bakery Best Bets is the final segment we've got to tick off here. I am going to go with, I don't know the prices yet. I don't reckon it'll be $16 according to the form guide. I reckon more around the $6, $7 mark. But race 8, number 3, Mercenary, gets into a good race here. I reckon he can find the front and turn the tables on Kiang Stuka, who's won his last couple. Pretty keen each way here. Race 8, number 3, Mercenary for me. We'll go back to you, Andy. What are you doing with your best bet this week?
Yeah, I'm going to go race 9, number 8. I just think he dropped out in class for Mitchell Rapp. The only concern is the driver on board, whether he can negotiate his way around properly.
Yeah, that is a major concern, but really got a lot of time for Mitchell Rapp. So like your thoughts there. Race 9, number 8, Mitchell Rapp for Andy. Milesy, what are you doing here on Saturday night at Melton?
I'm going to really chicken out, and I'm going to stick with me, put the pressure on myself, and they bet even money Captain Ravishing. I reckon that's a good bet.
Well, good stuff. Race 1, number 5, Captain Ravishing. I think they bet $250 Milesy last week at Geelong, and I did get involved there in some capacity. I'm a little bit surprised about that, but good stuff. Race 1, number 5, Captain Ravishing for David Miles and Anthony Butt. I wonder whether that forthright declaration of I'm Ready Jet was some sort of hint.
No, I just hadn't gone into the detail that Miles had for the whole 9 horses. she was the one that I knew the name best, so
that's good.
I think Andy's on the money with race 9. His stable drivers are just in sensational form at the moment, as we've seen yesterday. So I don't think we've got any worries there. But I'm going to go for race 7, number 8, just a little sip. His form's not very good, but he's really going good a while back. I drove him a few times actually, and I'm not sure if he's Charlie's Angel will probably lead. Miles will probably know more than me, but if it does, he's sitting in the trail. He's gone some really good races, in that free-for-all level.
Yeah, I thought
I had a drive in the race, and that's the horse that I would have been tipping, but I've got to drive in that race, so I thought it wasn't appropriate. But he trialled super a couple of weeks ago at Melton, just a little sip, and Yeah, I do think the one will probably hold up, and if it can get into the sprint lane, it's he's going to be the hardest one to beat that race.
I thought that was likely that he's Charlie's Angel lead. I thought Raw for Roscoe's a chance of pinging across. Milesy, with Arg there, would you have a look early or not?
Oh, I don't think I can cross the one if Puppet gets it out like it should get out. So yeah, no, I don't think I think I'll just find a spot which, if the one holds up, the 8's in the right spot to be. And he trailed me with Captain Ravishing last week, and he kept up with me in a 54 half. So I think if he does that, he'll go very close to winning just a little bit.